The Korean War's Veteran Memorial was approved on October 28, 1986. It dignified representatives of the United States Armed Forces that were in the Korean War. It was for soldiers that were killed, missing, or held as prisoners. In 1945, Korea gained freedom from Japan. At the same time, the USA and Soviet Union were allies. The dividing line between North and South Korea was the 38th parallel, which formed into two separate states. North Korea was a communist system and South Korea was a capitalist system. There were many fights between South Korea and North Korea. On June 25, 1950, North Korea attacked South Korea. They wanted to join both countries under communist rule. The consent of the attack came from Joseph Stalin, the commander of the Soviet Union. The compromise said that closed nations would help South Korea. The compromise passed and 16 countries sent soldiers to protect South Korea. During the war, only in a couple of days, North Korea took control of Seoul, the capital of South Korea. They defeated most of the massive land. In the U.S., the President, Harry S. Truman, put U.S. soldiers under General Douglas MacArthur. The troops took control of the city, Busan. Later, China enters the war. China said that the UN jeopardized its borders. They sent a lot of soldiers to attack the UN. The UN troops were startled and retreated. The retreat finished in January 1951. Seoul was in the communists' hands. The UN gradually went northward again and captured Seoul in March 1951. During the end of the war, the most brutal fighting occurred between the UN and China. In June, both sides were in the 38th parallel. On June 23, 1951, the Soviet Union suggested agreements to break off the war. The fighting continued during the conversations. The truce occurred on July 27, 1953. The military casualties were over. 1.5 million citizens on both sides were homeless or refugees. Neither side won and the tension had stopped. The liberty of the states had been conserved.
The Korean War Memorial in Washington, D.C. is close to the Lincoln Memorial next to the National Mall in D.C. In the Korean War, 5.8 million Americans served. The war went on for 3 years. There were 8,200 soldiers missing or buried in sea, and 3,284 soldiers were injured. The Korean War Veterans Memorial is right next to the mall in Washington, D.C. It is aligned with the World War II Memorial and the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. The memorial took 9 years to complete. A group of 12 veterans were responsible for all visible features of construction. They chose the location of being across the reflection pool from the Vietnam Veterans Memorial to the Lincoln Memorial.
The Korean War Veterans Memorial makes a pyramid of honor.
Frank Gaylord designed and sculpted statues in the memorial. There is a wall with 2,400 etched images of personnel and equipment from all armed forces. The wall itself has 41 panels and measures at 164 feet long. The etchings on the wall are set in a curved pattern like the ponchos of the soldiers. Spectators should see the surgeons, nurses, chaplains, and stretcher bearers staring straight into the statue's eyes. Spectators should also see the evening lights that cast a glow on the mural wall, which makes the wall look like Korea's mountain range.